So in this workout, we're going to continue to practice the breaststroke that we started in the last workout. We're going to add the breaststroke turn or the breaststroke pullout specifically. And then I'm going to give you my 3 biggest pieces of feedback from watching you swim breaststroke the other day that you can hopefully put into your practice for this workout. So quickly breaking down the breaststroke turn. Now we've already covered the open turn. If you haven't checked out the push off the wall video, the open turn or touch turn video, that will be key just to get the turn part right. And basically this video, we're just going to talk about the difference in how you or what you're allowed to do leaving the wall as quick as possible in breaststroke as compared to freestyle. So as I'm coming into the wall here, mentioned in that turn video, typically these touch turns or open turns are used for breaststroke or butterfly. So you're coming in with a 2-hand touch, as you can see here, hopefully not disqualified. Then we go through that first phase of the open turn. Again, make sure you go check that video out where we're coming into, making a ball, bringing the knees in, bringing the feet to the wall, getting into this nice streamlined position before we push off. And you can really just glide and go into breaststroke, which you're going to see in a second. You can also throw in a dolphin kick, which you see here, which would be the first element in the breaststroke pullout. And it really depends on breath control and how comfortable you are with those movements. But again, you can just do your nice streamlined glide and get right into breaststroke, which is pretty much what you're going to see me doing here. And then we'll go into the breaststroke pullout. So again, nothing crazy here. Breaststroke into the wall, doing the turn, nice streamline, and I'm right back into breaststroke. So again, you can make it as simple as that. Now, if you want to carry the most momentum off the wall possible and extend your travel under the water, that's going to be the fastest way to move. The elements that make up the breaststroke pullout basically start from the glide. Then you get 1 dolphin kick, which usually now happens first. You can throw the dolphin kick at the same time as you throw the arms. But that's totally up to you. It really depends on what you feel is fastest for you. For most people, it's fire the dolphin kick. Then you're going to do 1 full arm pull. Now, unlike our regular breaststroke arms that are all staying above the shoulders, or our hands are staying above our shoulders, this is the one time where you're going to pull all the way down, complete extension in the elbows, and finish. So this is the 1 big arm pull here, all the way down into the soldier glide. Again, I want my head down. I still want to maximize my streamline. I just don't have my hands over my head. So again, we don't want to be looking up. We want minimal exposure, but again, it's going to be the head breaking the way for the rest of the body. And then from here, we want to recover those arms as sneakily as possible here. So we don't want to be pushing a whole lot of water up as we're recovering. And as we do so, that's when we're setting up the kick for 1 breaststroke kick under the water before we break out of the surface, where we break that surface tension. So as I recover the arms here, then I fire the kick, and I'm now breaking out of the water if I didn't swim over the camera here. So really slowly just scrubbing it through. You have your turn, your glide. Again, you would fire a dolphin kick probably right here. Then 1 big sweeping arm pull. Sneaky recovery. Set up the kick. You get 1 dolphin kick under the water. Boom. And now I'm ready to break the surface and start swimming my breaststroke. So that's what we're going to practice in today's workout, as well as all the other elements that we practiced in the previous workout. Now, as you practiced the other day, couple of pieces of feedback. Number 1, make sure if you really want to work on the timing, extend the glide a little longer. So those of you that were still kicking and pulling at the same time, or pretty close to the same time, extend the glide out, and that's going to separate it. So pull, breathe together, kick, glide, 1, 2. Count out those 1, 2s. Now, as I'm swimming here, I'm not doing a, super pronounced glide, but you can see I am letting it sit out there for a little bit. So, again, take your time. Let your glide happen for a few seconds. Take that rest, and that'll hit the timing. Now, the arms, I also noticed, this is typically right here when you're taking the breath. This is the time where a lot of you will pause to the point where you've completely run out of momentum and you start to sink in the water. So if you can really round the corner and keep the momentum going right into the recovery phase. You'll see a slight pause here, but I'm still moving through the recovery. So no pausing here, pause in the glide. So out scull, in scull, round the corner, no stopping, and make that nice and continuous. And then the last little technique thing that I would give you feedback on would be lifting the torso, or thinking about lifting the torso more out of the water as opposed to just your cervical spine, where you're just popping your neck out, or you're just moving your neck, to pop your head out to take that breath. If you can bring that whole body up, that's really what we're trying to achieve with that big, strong in-skull. That's also going to lift the torso up above the surface a little bit, hopefully make us a little more efficient through the water as opposed to plowing through like a barge. We can hopefully skim across the surface a little bit better. And we're the strongest in this neutral spine position, which means we can generate quite a bit of force here as opposed to when we're starting to flex our neck. So again, if you can keep almost like a pole straight down, there's always going to be a little neck flexion, and you can see that in, even my breaststroke. You watch the best breaststrokers in the world, there's a little bit of movement, but they're also bringing their torso up out of the water. Now, the kick, again, is either you can do it or you can't do it. I'm actually really impressed by those of you that I've known haven't been able to do it for years, actually got some flexion in the ankles, or dorsiflexion in the ankles, I'll be a little more specific, and we're grabbing the water. So if that's you, keep going. You're on the right track. It'll just take lots and lots of practice. Those of you that got the kick naturally, again, you can tell how easy breaststroke comes for you. But other than that, let's go back into the workout, look at what we're going to practice, and then add on these breaststroke pullouts. So we're going to warm up just like we did in the last workout with a little swim, kick, pull. You can mix up the strokes as you like before we take it into our breathing focus work. This set's going to be a little bit different than the last workout, where we're going to accumulate arm strokes as we go within the 50, which extends our breathing pattern out longer and longer. So you'll take 2 strokes in a breath, then 3 strokes in a breath, then 4 strokes in a breath, 5 strokes, etc., until the end of the 50. You might get up to 8s or 9s. Breathe before you see stars and want to go to sleep. But really try to push nice continuous exhales as it gets longer and longer, and nice controlled inhales where you're not gasping, getting a little deeper diaphragmatic breathing if you can in the water. Then we'll move on to the first drill set, similar to what we did in the last workout, except we're actually going to add some freestyle at the end and see if we can take the element of sculling or holding the water well in breaststroke and put that into our freestyle, focused on distance per stroke freestyle, or basically holding as much water as we can, swimming freestyle as efficient as we can, resulting in the lowest stroke count per length as we can. So you'll start off with the catch scull again, then the mid pull, then you'll put them together for your breaststroke arms, which is really just a catch scull, mid pull scull, and a recovery. Make sure that you're not pausing here and you're going right into that recovery. And that might work a little muscular endurance of those hands and forearms as well. I saw a couple of you shaking them out the other day. And hopefully we can take that into our freestyle for that last little 75 focused on distance per stroke or efficiency. From there, we will take it into some stroke timing work again, breaststroke arms with dolphin kick. If you didn't get that timing last workout, really extend the glide, hold the glide for a few seconds. Drive those hips up when you fire that dolphin kick, and then hopefully let the feet come to the surface as you're gliding so that we can stay as horizontal in the water as possible. It's really common in breaststroke when your head's popping up out of the water for you to be swimming like this and the legs dropped, just due to the nature of lifting the head up. Obviously, you've discovered that in freestyle many times. Then we'll move on to the main set. If you didn't get the kick down, you're gonna get some more practice on just trying to get the movement of the ankles, that opposite dorsiflexion, basically to plantar flexion, but that supination where you can hold the water with the inside of your arch. So we'll play with that a little bit, back and forth. Down here between breaststroke kick and doing breaststroke. And then we're going to play with those open turns a little bit. So we'll go mid-pool. We'll go mid-pool, turn, turn, back to mid-pool. So every 50 meters, you get 2 turns instead of 1 turn, and practice your pullouts. If that doesn't work for you in the pool that you're using, if you're swimming with other people, you can just do regular 50s. You still get a pullout when you leave the wall, so that's cool. You'll still get 2 of those. You just won't get 2 exact turns in there. So that will pretty much take us to the end. We may do some turn tutorials with some of you in person, but again, if you haven't done or watched the push off the wall video and the open turn or touch turn video, check those out, and that will inform you on how to turn around when you hit a wall. From there, we'll just cool down, and that's it for breaststroke. Until the next workout.